Hi everyone, week 5. I cannot believe this is the last week before the summer holidays. It is crazy. So week 5, hopefully you have completed weeks 1 to 4. Thank you to those people that have sent me work. If you just want to send me a picture of whatever you've written down, or if it's a Word document, you can send me it via email. That would be amazing, just so I can see how you're getting on. Week 5, we're going to continue to look at why some sports are more popular than others in the UK and review the weeks that we have completed and where we are at with the course. So, popularity factors. Can you stop the video and write down all the popularity factors that we looked at last week? We didn't talk about them all, but we did discuss them all briefly at the start. Can you remember any? If you can remember one, that's better than none. If you can remember 3, that's better than 2. So have a go, see how many you can write down. Hopefully you got some of the following: participation, provision, environment and climate, spectatorship, media coverage, success for teams and individuals, role models, acceptability. All factors and reasons as to why some sports in the UK are more popular than others. So we're going to carry on with the ones that we didn't look at from last week. So make sure you've got your fact book in front of you. And we are on week 5. We're going to start looking at media coverage. So different ways we can watch and listen to sport. So for example, BBC One, they have a lot of coverage of Wimbledon. BBC and ITV share the viewing of the World Cup. These sports around those times are more popular. When Wimbledon is on, more people go out and enjoy a game of tennis or play tennis in their back garden or hire out a tennis court. There is an increase in people joining tennis clubs around this time as well, just because of the media coverage that it has had on the television, on the internet, on Twitter, loads and loads of coverage. Champions League is on BT Sport. Now, not everyone has BT Sport, so there has been a little bit of a drop of people, the viewing numbers of watching the Champions League due to this. It used to be on ITV, so obviously that's going to have an impact on the amount of people watching that particular sport. So media coverage, different ways we can watch and listen to sport. So the sports that aren't covered by the media are the sports that are not well known, the sports that not many people take part in because they're just not as popular. Success for both teams and individuals. So if a team or an individual have some sort of success in their sport and it is noticed by the population, by the public and by the population of the UK, there is an increase in the amount of people that want to take part in that sport or want to get involved in that sport in some way. So, examples, cycling. The success of the cycling at the Olympics has increased the participation in cycling in the UK. Success of the World Cup. Success of the England netball team winning the Commonwealth Games. After that Commonwealth Games, there was a mass surge of people wanting to get involved in netball because they had watched it on the television. They had thought, oh, I'd like to have a go at that. And there are loads and loads of different ways that you can get involved. So there was a mass increase of people that wanted to take part due to the success of the team. Role models. Lack of role models have an impact on popularity in the UK. So if a particular sport doesn't have a role model, or there is a negative role model due to drugs or an offence that they've made that's been publicised, that has an effect on the popularity of that particular sport. So there is a lack of role models of British Asian footballers. So it's hard to get everybody over a lot of different ethnic backgrounds involved in a particular sport if they don't have anybody to look up to. This is something that the national governing bodies are always trying to improve. The amount of positive role models that can have an impact on the participation rates of that particular sport. So role models can help improve participation rates in low popular sports. Acceptability. Some sports are accepted in the UK and some just aren't. So boxing and horse racing are your two examples. So boxing, people still feel people compete in boxing to hurt people, and therefore it is not accepted. People don't watch it. People don't want to be involved because they don't accept the sport. Horse racing, it's seen as cruelty to animals. Again, people don't watch it. People don't want to go to horse racing competitions. They don't want to be involved because it's not acceptable in their eyes. So boxing and horse racing are seen as unacceptable by some people, therefore the participation rates are lower. Right, little bit of a recap then. You need to stop the video and rearrange the letters to identify the 8 reasons why some sports are more popular than others. Off you go. Hopefully you got the following: participation, provision, environment and climate, spectatorship, media coverage, success of teams and individuals, role models, and acceptability. They are the 8 reasons that you need to know as to why some sports are more popular than others in the UK. For each reason, give a sporting example for each. So this is your next task. For each factor, you need to come up with a sporting example, either a sport which is very popular or not so popular due to the factor. You then need to explain why you have chosen this sport. So this could be a 2-mark question in your exam. So you've got participation, provision, environment and climate, spectatorship, media coverage, success for both teams and individuals, role models, and acceptability. I've done football for you. So participation is the factor. Your sporting example, football. Very popular in the UK due to the amount of grassroots teams. Football is completed in schools and it is easy to get involved. That would be 2 marks. You need to do the same for each one. Off you go. Whatever you've completed, please can you send me via email. So that is the end of our 5-week starter to sports studies. So review ready for September. We have completed user groups, barriers, solutions, and popularity of sports in the UK. Don't worry if you're struggling a little bit with one of those. You've got all the information in your fact book. You've got my 5 videos that you can revisit and go back over. And hopefully in September, when we recap it, some of us will have a lot of knowledge in regards to each of the areas. I hope you all have an amazing summer. Can't wait to get started in September. And I will hopefully see you soon. Stay safe, have fun. Bye bye.